I'm magnificently triumphant against the minions of the darkness to flex on blueberries in LFG. This video is going to show you my Void Defender Sentinel Titan build and how impeccably powerful it really is. I feel it's that powerful that Bungie wouldn't allow this build in Contest Dungeon next week. I don't see it. That's how strong this build is for survivability. It's incredible. It's off the charts. This build's going to offer to you Devour, Restoration, Void Overshields, and Amplified. All of that together, plus you're not going to die when you block. This is what it's about. And if you're struggling in ultimate portal activities because they're hitting very hard right now, well then use this build. Now then, Scorn Raider Snipers are one-tapping Guardians in the portal. So I'm going to go in an activity where there's hundreds of them. And I'm going to use this build against all those Scorn Raiders and show you how powerful this build is. You can get one tapped off these guys. And the Containment is a very good activity. It's a 6-man activity. I'm going to solo it. I'm going to solo a 6-man activity on my Void Titan build. I've got on the card Cabal Pestilence, Scorched Earth, Strand Anti-Surge, Hot Step. Extinction Revive, so I need to solo flawless it. Boon Stacking a day, Brawler Full Throttle, Grenadier. I'm only going for a B card. I don't need to do A plus cards. This is more of a testing grounds for the build that I'm showing to you. He's the Void Defender Titan build. It's incredibly powerful. Now, there is Ursa Furiosa, and it's broken right now also. However, I'm going to play in two different fashions on this one build. One side of the coin is going to be blocking with the super to make a lot of void detonations and to do impressive damage when my shield throw meter is full, because they've reworked Sentinel Shield, and also to get restoration and infinite guard block with Stronghold Titan. This build's going to offer, as I said, restoration, amplified, devour, and a void overshield. Okay, let's go on the aspects of fragments. Rally barricade, shield throw, suppressor grenade got a buff, is very good now, and there's overload champions to consider, and this stuns overloads. Controlled demolition and bastion. Bastion grants the overshield, so we're going to want to play into that when it's still nice to have, you know, there is times you can still down the strongholds in this activity. I hope you understand that. This activity, the ads hit incredibly hard as well. So Bastion goes on, and Controlled Demolition, I like it because you do void detonation damage with Sentinel Shield when you block. That's why I like Controlled Demolition. I could do Unbreakable, but there's no need for Unbreakable because I've got Stronghold Titan on, don't you understand? I don't need both. So I go for Add Clear. Add Clear and Bastion. Fragments are Echo of Starvation for more Devour Void Breaches. I think Echo of Expulsion does stack with Controlled Demolition, right? I can't remember. It's a long time since I ran Sentinel in this fashion. I can't remember if they stack or not. I forgot that detail, but that's fine. Echo of Obscurity grants invis on a finisher kill, and believe it or not, that is extremely handy in endgame stuff. And I'll show you, improve you to you that it is in the run. Echo of Persistence doubles up on your invisibility overshield and devour durations. Okay. Here's the armor mods, a lot of kinetic surges, fonts and such. Elemental time dilations. You're going to have 100%, well, a 90% uptime on surges. Make sure you've got a kinetic siphon on because it does work when you're reflecting the damage with the lightsaber. So we're using lightsaber, rocker pulse rifle, and ill omen caster frame sword. My Praxic blade has hyperblade in it as the catalyst. Yeah, I've got it in defensive form. I have not got all of this stuff unlocked fully yet via factions, but don't worry about it, lads. It's only minor gains. You're only getting plus 5s and 10s off this stuff. Don't worry about that. I've got Impact Core in. Maybe Refraction Core would be slightly better, and I haven't got it yet, but I am using Impact Core, and that works just fine anyways. Refraction Core would also work well because it's on reflect damage. But we're weakening stuff anyways. We've got many things in the artifact mod to weaken anyways. Okay? Stat-wise, high super, which it does work with the Sentinel Shield thing. So when you get the full meter, that particular grenade, that shield toss, is scaled by the super stat as far as I'm aware. From what I've seen today it is. Okay? So I'm running high super. I only need 100 class stat and high weapons. As the weapon stat is influenced by Praxic Blade, of course. Rocket Pulse Rifle Double Special is highly recommended on this because you're getting so much ammo because of defensive form. It keeps giving your ammo back. I'm pairing it with a caster frame for attrition orbs and cold steel to stun overload champions. A lot of you recently, I've noticed, are coming up with some weird takes where you're starting to push back on some of the decisions that I've made recently or told you to get. Let's give you an example. So I told everybody to get an attrition orbs motif, original GL, and on that video there was a lot of pushback from people saying they don't want to use attrition orbs. And what we need to understand is, I am covering endgame content, lads, but I'm actually aiming myself at all players within the game, including casual players. But a lot of you casual players are pushing back on me on traits. You're saying, I don't want to use attrition orbs. I want to use incandescent. Heel clip doesn't work on motif. Yes, it does, by the way. I've already tested it. You doing shoddy testing. All these examples. Another thing, caster frame swords. I've been advocate of caster frame swords for the last 6 months. And I'm getting pushback on that as well. You saying, I don't like caster frames. I just use a wave frame. And I'm like, are you not understanding what the caster frame offers to you? It's range damage. It's range damage. Now, there's just much more benefits. It's the DOT from it. Not only that, you're getting attrition orbs to get more surges. We are in a surge meta. Yeah? And yes, you can just do eager edge with it. Yes, of course. But remember, there's overload champions to stun, lads. We're doing an activity where there's overloads in here. We can stun them with the nade, yes. But the moment-to-moment gameplay benefit of stunning an overload with a sword, like Cold Steel, is incredibly powerful. And you lot need to start listening to me a little bit more than what you are, because I'm getting pushback on, why am I bothering with you then, right? I've explained to the sword, I'm using the caster frame sword, I value it extremely, and I think you should as well. Artifact mods are Sword Storm combo, Combination Argent Blade, Singularity Blade, Riposte, Kinetic Synthesis, Power from Pain. I've got some siphons on. I've got this on. This provides an extra armor charge, which is very nice. And yeah, we've got Overload Pulse on as well. I'm wearing 2-piece smoke. I haven't got 2-piece Swordmaster on right now. Doesn't matter either way, really. You're alright without, but I've got 2-piece smoke on for the damage resist. That's everything covered on with the room. Okay, so here is that Ultimate Nightmare Containment 6-man mode being done solo with this impressive Sentinel sword build that's all about blocking. With Nightmare Containment, if you went around for Season of the Haunted, it's basically 3 areas, 2 tiers and a boss. Okay, so we're going to evaluate how well this build does. May I remind you, all the ads hit in this extremely hard. If you don't believe me, go and run this with any other build. Go in there and don't do anything and see how quickly you die to the ads. Snipers can one-tap as well. I hope you understand that. We have all sorts of things stacking together. Smoke armor, restoration, devour, amplified on sword block. Just look at what we're doing here. So we're just blocking all the sword, all the enemy fire to kill all the ads. This is basically like Onslaught in the sense of that you've got to fill that bar up by killing ads. But you've got to kill VIP targets, but they're snipers. So you've got to time your sword attacks between void snipes. The bosses can kill you, and I have been one-tapped today twice when trying this out. So it does happen. Okay, look at how weak we get there. Boom, block goes back right up. Pick up the Dread Core. That provides progress on the progress bar. That's basically what that does. There'll be overload spawning, lots of captains. What's good about this is when you're blocking with the lightsaber, you can direct the attacks to a Scorn trap. Okay, so we've got an overload here. Look at this, Cold Steel, stun, boom. Would you have been able to do that with Science here? No. Yes, you would have had Eager Edge on, but you can't stun your overload. Well, you could with the suppressor. But I'm trying to explain to you how powerful this Cold Steel sword really is, and you should craft it. I'll be using it a lot this season because we're in a sword meta, right? Essentially for this, in combination with the artifact mods, we are. Look at the Sword Storm combo. That refreshes on an add kill basis. if you get it within 4 seconds, which is incredible. So I'm killing the 2 sirens here. I've got to kill my 2 egregores, which I'm going to go and do. Look at what we're tanking here. Like I say, I can't understate how hard the ads can hit in this. Equivalent to some post-GM stuff, I would say. Post-Edge of Fate stuff. Okay, because we haven't been getting hit that hard since Edge of Fate dropped up outside of Ultimate Conquest, then, you know, you sort of, when you go into an activity where you're getting hit a lot harder, you're like, wow, okay. Okay, so we go in here, look, we got full throttle 69 there. Did you see that? Now it's 74, so the joke's gone. And we're going to do some damage here to this VIP. Are you noticing the trick with Sword Storm combo? Are you noticing what you can do with it? I'm going to give you, I'll tell you what, in 90 seconds I'll tell you what the trick is. Let's see if you can guess what it is. There's a trick to it. And it's not what I've told you about yesterday. It's something else. Let's see if you've noticed it by now or not. Keen-eyed players. I'm going to pop super here. Look at this. I'm going to do some block damage. Now the Sentinel Shield is based on the amount of rate of fire off a enemy villain. And if it's a higher rate of fire, the shield throw mechanic, look at that damage. The shield throw mechanic will load up quicker. So if it's an ogre, it loads up quicker. If it's a slow rate of fire villain, his gun's slow, then your shield throw will be slower. The bar progress. But look at that. We basically one-shot that boss, although we have got full throttle. But it does do tremendous damage either way. We've got an overload here. Look at this. We are directing the attacks to the Scorn Trap to stay block so that we can still stay alive. Look at the gameplay here. That's incredible. Yeah, stun with cold steel. Boom, boom. Yeah, and then you want to do 3 light, 1 heavy with the attack to proc sword storm combo. Every now and then when the boss stomps, put down a void overshield because it's extra damage resist. It will stop you from getting killed by the snipers. The bosses are snipers, but the other ads are not. But you can time your sword swings between his snipes. That's something that you should practice on sword combatant gameplay. When you're doing endgame sword stuff, try to visualize the boss and try to look at what he's doing and when he's firing and sword the boss in between boss stomps and AoE attacks. So if he's just done his snipe, hit him with some stun damage. Boom, then go back to blocking. You see, so I'm on about timing here, and there's a bit of perfection to it. Okay, in terms of your timing. If your sword block's not up at the wrong time, you will die in this. As I've said. Boss spawns in. Okay, we use Sword Storm combo. I'm going to use a super here. I'm going to block. Look at this. Higher rate of fire. He's a villain with rate of fire. Shield throw goes higher. Right, watch this. Then we throw our shield. Boom, he's nearly half HP. He's actually sendable. I should have just sent him straight away, but I'm building up my shield throw again. I guess I'm just testing here a little bit. Because he's actually just sendable right now. I didn't need to do that. But at least it shows you the mechanic a bit better though. So yeah, we send him. Now we've got to shoot the these things, whatever these are called. Yeah, we shoot the diamonds. We'll back up a little bit for that, just so we have time to do it rather than in the middle of the battlefield. Okay. Those are shot. Shield gets taken down. This is only tier 1, by the way. Okay. We'll weaken there. Okay. Then we'll go in with the shield throw. And then we'll go in with the sword storm combo. And as I said yesterday, the sword storm combo is not refreshable on a boss, but is on ads. If you pair it with a caster frame and do 2 rotations of caster frame damage in between your lightsaber damage, you will be able to perform another sword storm combo. So there's lots of combinations and configurations that you can do with this. Yeah. I know a lot of you don't like even swapping weapons out, I've noticed. When I try and suggest something to you, you're like, oh, I don't want to. I'll just sword with this. I'll just sword the boss with the lightsaber only. And it's like, no, come on now. You need to, have a look at progressing your gameplay. That's what it's all about, right? Is for you to watch some stuff that I do over the last few months and to pick up tips to improve your own gameplay. And if you're not doing that, well, then you're defeating the purpose of the channel, which is it's about you and it's not about me. That's what the commentary's there for, lads. Unless I'm just talking into a wishing well, aren't I? Look at this is what I done, right? It's for you, this. Why can't you understand it's for you and not for me? I don't need to tell myself what to do I? Because I already know what I've said and done. Or played. Damn it. Tier 2. So Tier 2, down at the stairs is pretty nice. This activity is brilliant, by the way. It's absolutely brilliant. Any builds that I test this season, this is one of my priorities, to come here. Because I really like it. It's a good activity. Very hard dense. The scorn hit hard, which I actually kind of like now. And it proves if a build's good or not. This build is that good, like I say. I can't see... I see strongholds getting disabled for contest dungeon. There's no way that it's up. Because on contest mode, technically you could just block all the damage and stay alive. Whilst it's not just about adds, it is mechanics. But while you're doing mechanics, being able to sword block and get restoration, I can't see it. I think they'll disable strongholds for the dungeon. If they don't, it's wild. Because then you've got stronghold titans using it. I know that consecration is strong and I know that, but I'm trying to explain to you, I can't see how they would do it. Okay? I can't. Whilst contest mode has different rules to what ultimate is, you know, ultimate's minus 30, but contest is different rules on the deltas and such. I understand that, but I'm trying to explain to you, it doesn't matter. You can block all damage. I don't know anything that you can't block, but not more tests need to be done. Is there I don't know if there's any boss that can bypass this block. You can get hit in the back. That is a weakness to the build. So if you're blocking and somebody snipes you on your back, you will get hit. So there is that. So there's way more testing needs to be done with this. Probably need a week's worth of testing to establish what we can block, what we can. Is there anything that can penetrate the block? Now going with the super here, look. Look at the amount of orbs I'm making. This is very good for LFG as well. If you're in a team that's struggling in any conquests, say it's Ultimate Conquest this season, I can see Titans doing this for Sherpa carry. Carry on Ultimate Conquest, boom, this build. Definitely. We'll have to see what the Ultimate Conquest ends up being, but my god, this is going to be very good for carrying people because you can make orbs for them and they can keep doing their supers. So it's very good for LFG. It's good on the solo basis as well. Whilst it's not the fastest build in the world, the utility of it is incredible. Now, as we know, the Bolt Charge Flash Counter build came out in Heresy. And as you say, if you were following me at that time, you would have known that I didn't like the build. Because I thought it was too cheap. I thought it was a little boring, slow. However, this one's not like that because the lightsaber blocks income and damage. So it's offensive and defensive at the same time. And that's where I'm on board then. Whereas the other version of the build in Heresy was too defensive. And it would take forever to beat a GM. Don't you understand? I could beat a GM in 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Whatever GM it was, depends. But if I ran that build, it's unnecessary for me. However, now everything's changed and I would see myself running this in the old school GMs, which are coming next week. And I would definitely use it in Ultimate Conquest as well. Depending on what those mods are, I don't know what they are. I'm just telling you how powerful it is. I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm trying to sell it to you. We've got to kill Egregores. We're on tier 2, about finished. Not bad run at all. I mean, there's been maybe 1 or 2 occasions where my shields have broken and I've nearly died. But obviously that shield goes up. Lower chance of death. There is a higher chance in this one because of the Scorn Raiders doing bug damage. Or I don't know if it's bugged or not. I'm just guessing. Are they upgraded or bugged? I don't know. No one tells me, so I just have to guess to you. But being able to block. You'll see how many Scorn Snipers spawn in a minute. Just watch this. Any other build would struggle against the Scorn Snipers. Because of what they're doing. Just watch how many snipers come up. After it's on tier 3, not tier 2. By the way, look at my ammo. I'm 52 sword ammo, 14 max on rocket. Yeah, it's very ammo economical. This you can just keep going and going and going. I keep getting ammo back from reflecting damage. Yes, and it's very ammo economical with the lightsaber, anyways. Okay. Plus, you keep making bricks. So look at this damage rotation we're doing here. Always get a banner down, a barricade down when you can as well. Just makes things more consistent so that your composure's not broken, you know. If there's lots of snipers up, or something like that, and you are half HP, you know, between your sword damage and block. Because when you're doing damage with the sword, you're not blocking, are you? Remember that. So you are going to take incoming damage. Okay, you could just sit there and block for all day, but obviously I'm playing the line between offensive gameplay and defensive gameplay. Because you can play very aggressive with it and also very defensive with it at a moment's notice. Look at Suppressor, by the way, what it's doing. I know we've got mods on, but Suppressor's very good right now after the buff, which it did get buffed. There's other nades that got buffed as well. I was going to try Void Spike. I'll maybe try Void Spike another day, because I'm a bit underwhelmed by Vortex Grenade at the minute. Scatter Grenade's okay. Axion Bolts is okay as well. I'm talking Titan gameplay here. But I think I am going to use a bit more Suppressor. I'll try Void Spike because it attaches to targets. We'll see. I'm not convinced if that's the nade to use. We will see. Look at that. We destroy the Scorn Trap again. I'm trying to get a stun on this Overload. Okay, now we suppress him. We'll go for the boss. These bosses are super tanky, by the way. I know I've got full throttle now, but like I say, even without full throttle, you would do this entire run in about 30 minutes. Which is solo. Bear in mind, it's a 6-man activity, this, lads. It ain't no 3-man activity, it's 6-man. And they have updated the ads to represent a 6-man activity. I haven't played it yet, even with 6 players, so I don't even know how it feels. But on a solo basis, obviously, I really enjoy it. I love it. I like it. Lots of Overload spawning there as well. I wasn't sure if there was Unstop spawning in this, but obviously I can stun Unstop with my legendary sword with Riposte. So if there was no honeybees in this, honeybee champs, but if there was, I would have been fine. But there wasn't, it was all Overloads. So I guess we're kind of thankful for that a little bit, I guess. But it wouldn't have mattered either way, because you can block Unstop damage. Block all damage you want. And like I said, it's very good with double special, because half the time you block them with the sword, and you're getting so much ammo that it is just worth your time just to rock a special weapon in your energy slot. Something that favours. We could have run an area denial gel instead. With auto and holster, maybe. Motif with auto and holster on this, that would be fine. But we want some range damage. Okay, you want to complete your build. You want to start looking at Endgame differently, because a lot of you have sort of come away from Endgame. I think it's the portal, it's messed you up in Edge of Fate. When a lot of you are in now is pseudo place where you're not really playing Endgame, or you don't have the Endgame mindset, and I'm trying to bring it back for you. But there is a little resistance. It won't matter to me either way from my perspective, because I'm just going to play as I play. But it is going to matter to you and impact your stuff. We'll have to see how hard the dungeon's going to be, though. Whether it's, whether we need the Endgame mindset. We probably will. Every Solo Flawless dungeon since, for the last 4 or 5 years, has needed some sort of Endgame mindset. And that's what we're prepping out or gearing myself towards or thinking about is, well, what do we actually use? Cut the rubbish. What do we use? Instead of telling people, oh, we'll use this, use that. No, but what do we actually want to use? Okay, and this is definitely a build that I would actually want to use. Depending on what it is, depending on what we're doing, if survivability is an issue, then this build would be a damn good consideration. Because you can freely DPS a boss. If the new dungeon has a sword-friendly boss, which I am extremely suspicious that Bungie are going to give us some sort of sword-friendly boss, because the lightsaber, don't you understand? They're trying to sell the lightsaber down to you as much as they can. If one of the new dungeon bosses, maybe it's the first dungeon boss, let's say, if he's sword-friendly, then this will be a build I use. Like if the meta for that boss would be sword, I know that we've got a meta for the Star Wars hand cannon and the Star Wars sniper. I understand that. But I'm just saying, if there is a situation where we need to look at swords, I'll just pop on this build. Or the bolt charge variant. You see what I'm saying? Depends. If the boss is all about crit damage, well then use the snipers, because we're approaching that sniper meta. That Star Wars heavy legendary snipers meta right now. More than meta in actual fact. It's broken. It's broken. I don't know what they're going to do about that either. We'll have to see how Bungie goes along this situation with that. Because you can get infinite ammo with it almost. It's incredible. Okay, final boss. So I'm going to do a bit of damage combo there. This boss is super tanky, by the way. I've got 100 stacks of full throttle, and he's still not getting chunked. Now look at this, snipers. Okay, I'm not trusting the coding or the spaghetti code that is Bungie with these raiders. There's at least, I'm estimating at times when I'm fighting, 8 to 9 raiders. Snipers. Don't you understand? One of them can one-tap you. So I'm not going to have 9 one-tap me. Cat has 9 lives. And I'm a cat. Obviously by this. So look at what we can do. We can control all of these raiders and say, no, no, no. You're not sniping me today. So I was a little uncomfortable. Although it was good for the bit. It was good for the video. But when I was doing it, I was like, should I risk doing a little bit more damage to this boss or not? Like sword combos when there's like 8 scorn snipers and they're infinite spawning as well. I'm going to do a bit of damage with the rocket pulse here. Yeah, but the scorns are coming back up, right? I've got a super to burn. And I was thinking about saving it for phase 2. But I don't really need to do that. I think I'll just pop it now. Let's just see if I send the boss or pop it. Cannot remember this bit if I do or I don't. Look, see what I'm saying? See that angle there? 4 or 5 snipers. Once I let this guard down, I'm open for 1 KO. Okay? It might look easy, and it maybe is easy, yeah, for sure, today. But if I let my guard down, then I get one-tapped. Too many snipers up. Don't trust it. Okay? Let's see if I do send this or not. I'm thinking about whether I should just pop super or not. Okay, because by the time I go and kill them, they're going to spawn back up again. I do just pop my super, by the way. I probably do just pop my super. Because phase 2, we can build up a lot of super anyways on this. So I'd have been better just supering him right away. I just didn't know what my super would actually do to him damage-wise. But obviously we've got some boon stacking and it does incredible damage. Even more than the lightsaber, technically. Super goes in. Yeah, Sentinel goes out. Send the boss. There we go, he's sent. That's phase 1. Okay, I'm getting hit very hard there, even in super. Block goes up immediate. There is a risk of death there right after super ends. So that's how I evaluate gameplay all the time, and you need to start doing that as well with your gameplay. It'll help you. You need to constantly evaluate risk of death whilst you're actively fighting in combat. And I'm talking fractions of a second. Some of the best players in the world, not me, but other best players will evaluate risk of death within fractions of microseconds. And that's what separates good players from great players. And I'm trying to teach you, if you can make any sort of gains on risk of death assessment during combatant gameplay, this will improve your gameplay tenfold. Even if you're 50% quicker than what you are now, then you're going to improve. You're going to die far, far less. Your composure's going to be so steady and stable. Your composure just won't break. Because your assessment of death or of it happening before it happens, yeah, like evaluating what's going on right, at times, is going to really help out. In base portal stuff, no, but obviously this is its own thing, this. In lost sectors, you won't learn those techniques. That's what I'm trying to explain to you is you need to come out of lost sectors as soon as you are losing skill gains by the minute. Especially if you play solo ops all the time and that's all you play. If that's all you play, God help you, because you're losing your skill. Any skill you had to gain, you're not gaining any of it. Start soloing arena ops, Pagel ops, try and solo force the new dungeon, all that sort of stuff. Watch this damage here. Watch the damage. Shield froze build it's going up. I get frozen, that's fine. Watch this. Look at the orbs I'm making as well. If somebody was with me, they would be just popping supers like nothing. Watch this damage. Look at that. Look at that damage sent. This boss's tank. That was nice damage. Okay, so we send the boss. Get rid of the damn snipers. Okay, then when the block goes up, I'm getting weak here. Okay, pop my overshield to definitely make sure we don't die. I prefer this to bolt charge. I think on the lightsaber build, I've come to the conclusion today, I think this is better than bolt charge. Whilst bolt charge has a lot of benefits as well, but the void 70% DR is incredible. The super sentinel shield is now very good on that guard, and it has other benefits. So I think overall on a stronghold build, I think this is the best way to build him. I haven't got all of the bells and whistles on the blade. I've got Hyper Blade on it. I haven't got some of the grips and stuff. But that's whatever's, right? We'll get those grips or whatever today or tomorrow. But they only offer minuscule benefits. Now watch this gameplay. Watch this. Because you cannot guard when you pick up an orb, if you can finish your major, pick up the orb, you're in Viz. That will stop us being one-shot. This is a prime example of why you should always use Echo of Obscurity in endgame stuff, because it will be based on the premonition that you may die. If you're the type of person to say, I don't need that, well, that means you're playing solo ops, and that means you're doing something different. Whereas I'm trying to teach you endgame stuff here. So in endgame stuff, Soul Force dungeons, especially day one and stuff, Echo of Obscurity on Void builds should always be a consideration, whether it's Hunter, Titan, or Warlock. I mean, Hunter, there's less of a case for it because you've got a lot of invis anyways. But on Titan and Warlock Void, you haven't. I run Echo of Obscurity on Warlocks as well, Void Warlock. Look at the super regen. So I'm looking to gain my super because I know I can just meld in with super. Look at this. Okay, now we get our super out. And I'll just melt him down with my super. So that was a solo arena Nightmare Containment. With this Void Defender Titan build, it's incredibly powerful. It really is. Like broken powerful. For survivability, like I say, it's not the fastest build in the world. But my God, is it fun. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.